Photography is about reflection. It's not about recording. It's about showing what's going on. It's about telling people and bringing the viewer into the situation, taking them there. How amazing, huh? Very nice. Oh, very nice. It's also about narrative. It's about telling a story, about inviting the viewer into the story that you're telling. Village life is changing. It's not the same as it was. People are leaving villages because of globalization, global warming, and agricultural changes. People are leaving the villages and they're disappearing. And for the first time in history, more people now live in the city than they do in the countryside. And when that happens, there's less people working in the agricultural area, less people producing our food, and less people looking after the land. I've been doing this project now for over 10 years. It takes a long time to organise, set up and shoot these images and to get to the villages. Basically, villages are the same. It's a group of people living together, sharing a community and sharing a language, sharing customs and sharing a culture. It's important to record what is happening in this way of life because for the first time, it's changing so much that it will disappear and we will lose that whole way of life in humanity. People have to leave their villages to earn a living and they send the money back sometimes or they don't come back at all. And then in some villages I've visited, they've just been old people living there because the young have gone because there's no opportunity for them in those places. And I've been trying to document all of these changes and showing it in many ways, and in many ways it affects villages. I've photographed people who are farmers who are struggling, people who are being forced out of villages, people who are being forced into villages, and showing what happens when the community is still there and working together, or when the communities disintegrate. I've seen how a community keeps itself together by living together and sharing with one another. It's like a giant family. 3 o'clock in the afternoon. In the morning, it's really important doing the sort of work that I do to be able to connect with people, to actually like people, which I do. I love working with people. I can't speak many languages, and those that I can speak, I can only speak a few words or phrases. Absolutely beautiful. You might not understand their culture, you might not agree with what they're doing, but to like them and connect with them is terribly important when doing this work. With all the travel that I do and the places I go and the different cultures I see, I like to take a minimum amount of equipment. And I find that working with a small camera body and an f2 23mm lens suits me perfectly. It's light, it's easy to work with, and I know I'm going to get the quality that I need. It's just the sort of lens that I can work with people, and photographing people is what my job is about. I don't know how long this will take me, but I think it's important enough to continue the project, to spend the time with the people, to actually end up with a documentation of a part of history that is disappearing slowly.